Hey guys, so nice to see you there. Say hello. I'm very glad to meet you today. Super excited. I see we're a bunch of people there. That's great. Thanks for joining me this morning. I'm very glad to have you here. So I see a lot of comments in the chat. Good morning from Virginia, from Jacksonville. Please tell us where you're from. I'm very curious to know in which state you are right now. Florida as well for Licha. Joanna in Florida too. Wow, it must be quite warm there. I'm a bit in the north, so it's much cooler, but still very warm right now. So hi everyone. You're supposed to see the video the right way. Just make sure all technical aspects are good. You've got to press the volume so you can hear me. Some people they have to press play so they see me. All right. So do you feel motivated today? We're going to do some drawing together. I hope you are. So I have people from Georgia, Maine, New Jersey. Wow, that's incredible everywhere. That's super great. All right, so our goal today, guys, is to actually, I'm just going to put the camera here so you can see me a little better. Perfect. We're going to draw a face in about 45 minutes. How many of you love doing portraits? Just tell me that in the chat, please. Our goal is to do something simple without a reference, which is not easy, I know, but I'm going to guide you through all the steps today. If you stay till the end, I'll be able to share with you a cheat sheet about how to draw good eyes, because eyes, it's something very hard in faces. And I'm going to share this cheat sheet with you. If you stay till the end, I will tell you how you can get the end of this on this cheat sheet. All right. So many of you are already in the Facebook groups. I suggest you post your drawing at the end of the workshop as well. I'll be so curious to see what you have produced during the workshop today. So, before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself a little more. For many of you, it's your first time with me, so it's always good just to know who you're talking to. So my name is Florence. I'm a digital artist for many years now, and I actually didn't start my career in art at all. So can you guess what was my first job? You can just have a guess and write it in the comment box. You'll see it's really hard to guess, but just guess it. I will tell you in a minute. I actually started as a mechanical engineer. Can you believe that? So it was not at all the same thing as art. And actually, I was going to this enterprise, and I was feeling stuck in my life. It was not the right place for me. And at some point, I've decided I've got to change for another job. That's what I did. And it went even worse. I was a sales engineer, and I got fired in less than 2 months at this second job. So I realized that's not for me. I have to think about what I want really to do from my life. And from there, I started to think. I was young, so I decided to start a business. And at that time, I was writing books. So I was okay. I could publish books online, one chapter at a time, just like episodes. And I started my business this way. Of course, you can guess, it was the first business, so it didn't work, unfortunately. So I really had to rethink everything and wonder, what do I want to do with my life for real, but in a way that it works? So that's how I discovered teaching. And since I had this mechanical engineering background, well, I started to teach maths and programming. Can you believe that? And that's the way I discovered my love for teaching. And this job allowed me during the summer to build my business. So I transitioned a business from books to art. And for many years, I've done both of them, teaching and making arts. And as an artist, well, I'm going from conventions to conventions, sometimes Comic Cons. Do you know about Comic Cons, guys? Those comic stuff, geek stuff. I go there mainly because people do like my kind of artwork there. And it's been really well. And what happened lately with the COVID-19 situation is that all my conventions and fairs, they were canceled. So I had to find a way to still connect with my people. And that's when I've started to do online teaching. So that's the whole story. I hope it inspires you, because I just want to say that whatever is your background, you can be an artist. Art is for everyone, and that's really, really my philosophy. So thanks, Evelyn, telling me that she's a yoga teacher for 35 years. I have people from Georgia, Ala Los Comedy. So we're going to start. I'm just going to share my screen. Let me a second. And not my screen. Here we are. I hope you see my paper right now. We're going to get started. So what's the plan for today? Well, we're going to draw our portrait in about 20 minutes. We'll take a 2 minutes break when I'm going to reveal to you one of my secrets, which is actually how to learn art the right way. Are you curious to know that, guys? Do you want to know my secret, how to learn art the right way? I'm going to tell it to you in about 20 minutes, but for the beginning, let's do our drawing. So what I have today is just a paper. I also have a bunch of pencils here. I'm going to use a big mechanical pencil, just like this one, which is, well, I'd say if I draw alone by myself, I wouldn't use such a strong pencil. But since I want you to see all my draft, I will draw with it, all right? So I also have like a small mechanical pencil and a bunch of other pencils like that, a couple of erasers, and I have a ruler just to help. So it's great that you come in, guys. I see like someone was a stockbroker for 19 years. Really, that's quite a job. It's great to see that you have done a lot of things. So what is your level in portrait, guys? Is it new for you? You tell me in the comment while I'm getting started. So I'm just making sure that you see everything. This is my sheet. I'm going to teach you a method that is not too complicated. We have 45 minutes to do that, all right? So that's how I'm going to start. And by the way, you can use this method for pretty much everything. So we'll start with a circle because you know that a circle is the start of life. It's everywhere. And I'm just going to create a cross in the middle of it, okay? This is your first basic shape, and you should start well with those. Otherwise, you're going to carry your mistakes all over the place. So your circle should be, if possible, circular. So normally I don't draw with a rule, but I want to make sure today that we don't do big mistakes. So I have 5 centimeters here, 5 centimeters. If you guys are in inches, it's about 2 inches on every side. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a square inside of my circle. So I'm going to cut the edges here. All right. Cutting the top as well. Cutting the bottom. So do you guys all have this right now? It's super simple. All right. So that's the beginning. You know, in the late days, I've just sent you a series of video which teach you a little bit about my philosophy. Who did have the chance to watch it? The first video was called Inspiration, how you don't have to wait for it, but you can create it. I'm just curious to know if some of you did watch the videos. Let me know. So once you have your square here, that's really like the basics of our face. So I'm going to use the same distance that I have here in the middle, and I'm going to bring it down right here. And maybe you're not noticing right now, but I'm creating a face. So this is going to be the line for the eyebrows. Here will be the position of my nose. So right now I'm just making a big circle so you know where it is. And we'll position all elements this way. So here in the lower quarter, well, I will draw 2 rounds, well, more like ovals, and those will be the ears. I'm taking the middle of the ears, and I'm going to join the chin. So the chin, well, it depends if what you're drawing. Today we'll see if it becomes a woman or men, but normally the chin for women is not too big, and I'm just going to join the middle of the ear and the chin here, like that. So I let you do the same while I'm reading in the comments a little bit. So Tammy watched it all 4. That's great, Tammy. Creative as well. That's a great thing. It's great. So the first video about inspiration was just telling you, if you want to be inspired, you've got to be into action. You've got to create, take time to draw, to watch other drawings, can be on Instagram, Pinterest, everything, just so you can actually have it in your life a little bit every day. That was the first thing. So here you go. We do have now the chin. I'm going to use another line in the other direction just to create the line of the jaw. So it's a very smooth circle. And by the way, I just want to make sure my face is still symmetrical both ways. Seems okay. Remember, if you don't correct a mistake when you see it, you're just going to carry it for a long time. That's not what you want. So I've created now both sides of my face. Sarah watched them as well and told, your videos are great advice. Not just for art, but for life. It's true. Everything that I've learned in art, I think I can apply it in a lot of other fields. The second advice I was giving to you, by the way, was about the time. Take the time because no one else is going to give it to you. So you really have to say, this morning, I'm taking time, and that's the moment where I thank you guys because you are taking the time for yourself this morning, and that's amazing. That's really a great thing, and we can do it all together. So thanks. So now that I've done that, well, let's continue. Just in between the nose and the bottom of the chin here, I'm just going to cut that in two. Okay, this line will tell me where is the bottom of the lip here. And I will cut this again in two. And now I have basically both lips. You'll be able to just draw a middle line here that represents the center of the mouth. You see how we're constructing and things are getting started? So let's go on a little more. We'll get to the part where it's a little hard because it's the eyes. The eyes is really like what is creating life in a drawing. We should not mess it up. All right. So how I'm going to do that, I'm going to take the nose and draw lines there and there. And basically this is telling me what is the length of the eyes. So I'm going to use the same length, which is about that. And I'm going to create 2 other small lines here. And I know that this is the length, okay, or the width of the eyes. Are you following, guys? Is that okay? Am I going too fast? Should I go slower a little bit, or that's okay? We have 40 minutes, so that's good. We're quite in the time, but if I need to slow down, I can. There's no problem with that. And now you see like this line here is the top. It's the top of the eyebrow. So we'll be able to adjust every element in a second. Actually, we can start with the eyebrows here in a minute. All right, but before that, I'm going to repeat everything we have done because some people need me to go slower. So I'll repeat again the steps we just created. So I've started by creating a circle because the circle is the shape that you can find in pretty much everything. It helps you to construct your drawing, and then you're able to do some more intuitive work later. So just to answer Sarah, how did you decide how far out to make the eyes go? Well, I took the size of the nose, okay, and I've drawn the same width. Basically, you could look at your face here and divide it in 5. Eyes, nose, eyes. It's always the same width. And on the side of the eyes, well, it's between half an eye and 1 full eye. Okay, so here you see it's 1, 1, 1, and here it's in between 1/2 and 1 of width. Okay, then we did our circle. We created a cross. Inside of my circle, I made another square. It gave me a third that I brought down there, allowed me to position the chin, And from there, I've constructed the other stages. I know it seems a lot at once for people who are just starting. Those workshops are, I must say, quite rapid, but you'll see if you do 1, 2, 3, you'll be good very, very quickly. You'll see it's all the same stages, and at some point you'll get so good at doing them. All right. So I have Greer Summer Currison who's just asking questions. So you can just type your question here. Sarah, thanks. Sankuja, a little slower. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Let's move on. I hope you had the time to get that. So our next step right now will be to construct the eyes, as we said. So you know that we do have the top here of the eyebrows. So Sharon is telling, sorry, can you please repeat the chin? So I took the 1/3, which was coming from the square we put in the beginning. So this is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. That's the position of the chin. All right. Does that answer your question, Sharon? I hope. About the nose, it's just a circular shape, a little oval. You could say it's 1/5 of the face. I hope you're good in math because I'm telling a lot of numbers. So yeah, 1/5 of the width of the face. Let's say that. All right. Well, we were late. Will this be available later? Yes, for sure. This is recorded, so you'll be able to watch the replay. Even if you're there and you want to do it again another time slower at your own pace, that's fine. You'll receive a replay a bit later today. Just let us time to do that the first time live. All right. Let's move on. We were talking about the eyes. So I'm taking the line from the middle here that I had, the line of the nose, and in between, I'm going to cut that in two. That's going to tell me the bottom of the eyes here. And I'm going to cut again this dimension in two. So now I have small rectangles, and they will be for the position of my eyes. So I have Lavanya asking me, what are the lines in the eyes? I'm not sure to understand the question. Please repeat again, Lavanya. Right now I did like the eyebrow line. I cut it in two with the nose. This is the line under the eyes. And now I have cut that place again in two. And now I have rectangles where I'll be able to position the eyes. All right. Gail said she's not too good at maths, but that's okay. All right. So we now know where the eyes are. I'm just going to finish the contour of the face. Then I'm going to just take a little break explaining other stuff to let you find your way to finish what we have done. So you see this is the hairline. So I'm just going to make it a bit rounder. You know, we all have little hair here close to the forehead. So I'm drawing them. It's going close to the ears this way. And here we are. And I don't know, should we draw a girl or a boy? Tell me, guys. Do you want me to transform it in a lady or a man? It's going to help me to know that, please. So I'm just waiting to know, guys, if you prefer to draw a man or a lady, a girl. We have a lady, female. All right, I think girl is winning. Girl power today. That's amazing. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry for the man, but it's really like the girl who is winning. So let's do that. So I'm going to create some air. Let's have a nice separation here on this side. And I'm just going to have some air flowing here and there. I'm just creating waves, so be creative, guys. You don't have to follow me for that. It would be actually nice if you create your own air and decide what you want to do. So we're basically done with our construction right now. The next stage will be to add details to everything. So while you do that, I will just take 4 or 5 minutes to tell you my secret about good learning in art. Do you remember I was about to tell you a secret? If so, tell me you want me to reveal it, and I'm gonna do so. And while I'm revealing the secret, it's gonna help you to finish what you have started. I'm just taking a little break so you can do it as well. So really, like, there's a lot of people who want to draw ladies. That's perfect. All right. So some people, they want to know the secret about the good learning in art. Okay, let me begin. Well, there's different ways to learn in life. I'm a learning expert. I'm a teacher for more than 5 years now, and I've learned a lot about learning. I've learned a lot about teaching as well. And I discovered that there's two types of learning mainly. There's the self-taught type, and there's the guided learning type. When you're self-taught, or when you want to learn by yourself, you're kind of like an explorer. So you're searching, you're trying stuff, and most of the time it doesn't work from the first time. So you're trying, you're making correction, and you're trying again. The thing is, most people try to learn by themselves at first, but they don't know how to do it. So what happens during this time? Well, they try first time, it doesn't work, kind of fails, and they feel like they are bad. So they are stopping for a while. They're like, oh man, that was frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna try again. They try another time, but they fail again, or they don't succeed as much as they want. So they feel very discouraged about their learning, and they quit. It just creates frustration, disappointment in yourself. Those feelings are not good for the learner. So you quit, and that's normal. I don't say that being self-taught is bad, because there's a lot of people who like it, and that's good for them because they are kind of explorers. But you've got to know that when you do that, there's a chance that you'll hit a wall. There's another type of learning, which is the guided learning, and it's when you ask someone who knows. So this person who knows will provide you with steps in order to reach your goal. And this is allowing you guys to have a path that is all traced for you. And what is good is that generally you will have steps or baby steps that allows you to understand every aspect of a goal before putting them all together and reaching it. So the difference between the two approaches, will drastically change your experience. And you're lucky today because, well, I'm the one who knows, so I can tell you what are the steps. I guess you're curious to know what are the steps to get good at portrait, and I can tell you because it's very, very simple. It's actually to break down things in small pieces. The first piece of a good drawing or realistic portrait is to understand the proportions. If you know where the eyes are going, where the nose, where the mouth is going, well, it's a good start. Then you have to understand how to draw them the right way. How do you draw eyes, nose, and mouth? And going this way, you'll be an expert in every aspect, and then you'll reach something. So those are two ways. And I'd say like the mistake I see the most is because students, they tend to jump over too many steps at a time. So tell me if you did that before. You're like having a big, ambitious, beautiful goal, and you're jumping so high and trying to reach it, and it doesn't work. Okay, how many of you did try this before? Any goal, drawing goal, life goal, anything. And what happens is that when you try to reach a goal that is too high because you don't have a guided path, well, you're trying, and it doesn't work. And maybe once you'll get it. So it means you have to fail 9 times to get it once. Okay, let's look at a guided path. You're trying to reach a goal, but you're provided with a sub goal, a small baby step goal. So you're making an attempt and you succeed the first step. All right. So you go on the second stage and you succeed. Then someone is providing you a third step. You try again and you succeed. And then the fourth step is a little harder, so you have to do it twice, but you succeed finally. And when you get to the 10th step, you have succeeded 9 times out of 10. How will you feel? Okay, just look at it. How will you feel? You have one very big success, but 9 failures, or a lot of little success. Okay, of course you will be much more motivated with the second phase, the second way of learning, and this is that understanding changed my life, okay, and changed the life of my student as well. When you're allowing yourself to do baby steps toward your goal, you're always progressing, you're always motivated. So tell me, guys, if it resonates with you. This is really like my secret about good learning in art, but basically everything in it and else in the life as well. I have Marilou, who is also an art teacher. Yeah, you have to take steps, absolutely, baby steps. I listen. Mary, in my writing, I got so much better once I had mentors. Absolutely, Mary. It helps to have someone else who've passed the same way before. Absolutely. All right. So we're going to begin the second phase of our drawing. Let me just have a sip of water. Any telling? I think guidance eliminates so much time if trying to figure out by yourself. Yes, exactly. No guesswork. How do you draw eyes? That's the question, because we're going to do that right now. So let me change my pencil right now. I'm going to take another mechanical pencil that is a little more precise, so we can draw more precisely every aspect of it. All right, so I'm gonna also have my erasers close to me because this is just the construction and we won't keep it. All right, so let's start with the nose, then we'll do the eyes. So for the nose, you'll see it's very simple. You just have to draw one round in the middle. I'm just going to make it, erase it a little bit. So you'll see I have one circle in the middle, 2 small circles on the side, and I'll use my mechanical pencil to create the nostrils here. Here we are. All right. And then I'm going to show the contours or the bridge of the nose here, this way. And that's basically all. Thanks, TJ. We know you're TJ, not Gail right now. Just have to remember that. Veronica, can we have access to the lesson another time? Yes, they'll have a replay, Veronica. So now I'm going to erase the construction lines of the nose because we don't need it so much anymore. If you wish, you can still keep some shading on the side here, so you just have an idea of the shape. But I'm basically erasing all the construction. Can I zoom in? I will try to zoom in a little bit, but the definition of my camera has its limits as well. So I hope you see a little better now, but I think that's the maximum I can go. All right, so for the nose, I created a circle in the middle, 2 on every side. All right, and then I've created the nostrils, and I've underlined like the contours this way. The trick with the nose is that it's not complicated. Don't put too many lines. You don't need too many lines. Just actually like 1, 2, 3, 4 with the nostrils. I'd say that. All right. So for the lips right now, we'll create the corners. So I'm just going to make the corners a little up. Then there's some kind of weight, so up as well, close to the center. And then there's a little curve here between. Okay, so if I erase my construction line, you see the wave that I have here? It's a nice wave. There's so many types of lips, you'll see. I'm creating this one, but You can observe all the lips there exist. There's a bunch of them. What I'm going to do now is to underline as well the lower lip. So I'm just going to make it very round. And as I'm doing so, I'm just going to erase my construction lines that I don't need anymore. And for the top of the lip, well, be creative. You know, like ladies, they have generally beautiful V here. So I'm going to create the same V that we have here, like that. And I'm going to join it with this side. Here you go. That's it for the lips. I hope you're good, guys. Well, since we're working in this area, I'm going to make some correction to the jaw since we've decided it's a lady, and thanks to Michelle Alexander who's telling it again. We're going to arrange her jaw because it's too big right now to be a lady. So what we're going to do, I'm taking again my big pencil so I can just sculpt it a little bit. So I'm creating cheekbones, round cheekbones here. And then the jaw should not be too large. So I will just make it a bit thinner. And I'm going to draw this way. And the chin as well. So the chin should not be square. It should be more like pointed or round. Okay, so I'm just creating a very nice, smooth, feminine shape this way. So I'm erasing so you can see the difference. Here we are. That's it. That's it, guys. All right. So you see now it's much more, let's say it's soft, okay? Smoother. I'm doing the same on the other side, and let's try, of course, to get something quite symmetrical. we do have some lack of symmetry for our facial feature. It's a little bit different, but not super different. So you can have differences, but should not be too obvious. Just in the middle. Perfect. So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the jaw, and it seems good. Seems like soft enough. Looks like a lady. Let's do the neck. For a lady, the neck is generally less muscular than for men. So I'm just going to create two lines here that are quite close to the jawline, but a little bit inside. And then, well, we won't really draw the chest, but you can have an idea of where it goes this way. All right, we're good, guys. I hope you're proud of yourself. We're halfway done right now. I think we still have for 10 minutes of drawing to finish the eyes and the rest. So while you're doing so, I'm going to start making some cleaning around. So in the air, well, we don't need the construction lines we had in the beginning. So I'm just cleaning that while you're finishing your mouth and nose. That's it. Good, good, good. Are you okay, guys? Let me know if you are okay in the chat. I haven't seen a message for 2 minutes, so I'm getting worried. I want to know if you're okay right now. So while you're doing so, I'm just putting some air here and there just to have some variety. Feel creative with the air. You can do whatever you want. Be original. All right. So it's okay, all good for Ada. For Ella, it's okay as well. For Alison as well. Sandy wants me to repeat the upper lip. For the upper lip, it's just really like you have a V in the beginning, and then you're joining the V to the corners of the mouth. Very simple. Karen, mine doesn't look like yours, but that's okay. Yes, that's okay, guys. You know, when you do, whoops, it's just still down. When we do something for first time, you can accept that it's not perfect, huh? All right, so let's work the eyes right now. We haven't put yet the eyebrows. what we're going to do is to create a shape. So the shape is starting close to the middle. So you can just remember the lines we did before. Just take reference point a little bit in between and create your nice eyebrows. Okay, the eyebrows should not be too large, not too small. These should be quite equal here and there. I'm going to erase my references around so I can see it a little better. And I think there are maybe a little eye. Maybe I will have to change it in a minute. You can really have a lot of shapes of eyebrows. You decide. All right. And for the eyes, for Lubna, can you repeat where is the line of the mouth where I took the nose and the chin, I cut that in two, gives under the lip. In between the lower lip and the nose, I cut that in two again, it gives the top of the mouth. So that's where you're working. Now the eyes is the hardest part, okay? Let's get ready. So there's a variety of eyes. I will create eyes that are a little bit up because I find this cute. So I'm just going to create some eyeline, okay, that gives me the corner and the top. So I'm going to draw a little circle here and there, little circle on every side. Make sure your circles are really like in line with the nose, by the way. So right now I realize that I maybe made the nose bigger, so you can just adjust it a little bit like this. You want it to be similar, so that's okay to cheat a little bit and take your ruler. You just want your eyes to have the same size. If they don't, it will show. Okay, so now my eyes look like the same size. In the corner, I'm having a little circle. And I'm going to create a shape. So under the eye is quite flat. And then it goes up a little bit, close to the other corner I've created before. So please try to do the same on the other side. And then for the top part of the eyes, it's a nice round shape. So just figure it out intuitively, because eye is the whole topic. We could spend hours on just that. But right now we can just draw them this way. Here you go. Nice, smooth top line for the eyes. All right. Do they look like the same size? Sorry, I was not centered too much anymore. So I have Mitchell telling me, when you are speaking about into 1/5, are you going from the circle or the box inside of circle, Mitchell? So I'm taking the box here. I'm dividing in 5. And well, it's not the fifth from the middle are equal, but the one from the side are not always equal. So right now I see that I should maybe make this eye a little bit bigger. Now it looks great. So I'm going to erase all the construction lines we have around, so we can see a little clearer. And what I'm going to do right now is just to make the upper lid. So the upper lid is following. It's following the shape of the eyes we've created. All good? I know it goes quite fast for some of you people. It's unfortunately a 1 hour activity, so we have to get going, but you'll have a chance to watch it again at your own pace. And you know, when I teach, normally I teach one aspect at a time. I look at proportion first, or just eyes, or just nose. Today we try to have a very nice overview of what is a portrait, but of course trying to fit it all in 1 hour, it's quite ambitious. But I want you to have something that is final, at least, for today, so you can have a good idea of where you're going. Okay, so that's my character. I'm just going to add some detail while you're finishing your eyes. So if my lines sometimes are too strong, I erase them and I make them finer. This way. All right. Can you tell me, guys, how it goes? I have Deeply who's loving it. Adrienne tells very nice. So I'd like to know how it goes for you. You're telling me. All right. So I'm adding some details here and there. And I'm going to add very soon the iris into the eyes. So Aurora says it's good. Lubna is great. All right, cool. So let's put the iris here. So I'm just creating a round shape. Same thing on the other side. And try to do your best so they look in the same direction. Otherwise, well, you know what will happen. Lisa said, first try is terrible, but fix it. Some the same size. Yes, you have to adjust constantly. Sarah says, this is fun. Diane, help. Thank you. It helps. Great thing. Cheryl, good, but she was late. Madavi did some and some things. That's good. All right. So for the eyes, right now I'm just positioning a little bit of the purple, but not too much. All right. So we're close to the end, guys. Okay, I'm gonna add some more details. I'm just surrounding the ears that I've drawn before. So the places where there were no details, I'm adding things. Cheryl said, since I was late, I'm observing and I will draw on next class. Yeah, that's a good thing. Nelly is loving this. Karen is having so much fun. Yes, are you having fun, guys? That's what we're supposed to do. Have fun this morning. Veronica says, hers look like an alien. Well, give you time, it's gonna work. You know, like my third advice was about perfection. I don't know if you received the video, but in this video, what I'm telling basically is that a lot of us are so afraid to fail. We want to be perfect from the first time, and we don't allow ourselves to make mistakes. But do you know how much like mistakes allow us to grow? If we don't make mistakes, we don't grow. Okay, do you think growing is comfortable? It's not. Okay, because you're expanding your limits, you're trying something new. It's difficult. It's like the butterfly who's trying to go out of the cocoon. Obviously, it's really hard. Okay, so when you're trying too much to be perfect, you keep yourself into the fear and you're unable to expand yourself. So it's okay if it's not perfect. We're learning. Okay, we're not judging today, so it's for fun. Okay, we do that for fun, and we do that because we love it. We're not trying to be perfect, we're trying to learn. So I hope it helps you to feel better about that. All right. So Alma says, great going, thanks. Some look scared. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little more details, and then we'll be really close to the end. All right. We are here. So we still have some things to do. Okay, for this drawing, I'm going to erase some construction lines that we don't need anymore. Okay, but we basically have our main elements there. Okay, what I have left for today is the eyes and the eyelashes, and as you know, if you stay till the end, I will give you my cheat sheet or tell you how you can get my cheat sheet about drawing good eyes, so please stay till the end. But before that, I like you guys to tell me if you're curious to know how you can go from this to a realistic portrait. Are you curious to know more about the way I teach and how you could get closer to realistic portraits? Let me know in the chat if it's something you'd like to do. How many of you have the goal of drawing a portrait that looks just like the model? Is it some of your goal? You tell me in the chat. If you're curious, you write to me. I'm curious. I want to know how I can do that. I want to know that. All right. Yes, some people want to know more. You tell me. Cheryl telling me I'm a good teacher. That's nice. That's kind of nice. Thanks. Anyone else is having the goal to draw realistic portraits? You're telling me? Yes. All right. So I see that Nelly would love to learn. Ala is telling me definitely. All right. So